Digital helps you make cross-border payments. Human gives you global specialists. Digital allows you to apply for a loan anytime, anywhere. Human connects you to credit experts. Digital puts you in control of your money, while Human connects you to wealth advisors. Digital allows you to freeze, unfreeze, cancel, and reorder your card. Human gives you that personal touch. Digital when you want it. Human when you need it. Get the complete private banking experience with Netbank Private Clients.
Welcome back to the program. Let's welcome Bagcinile Simelane. She's a personal banking manager with Nedbank Eswatini. Our conversation today, Bagcinile, is going to be about personal loans and overdrafts. Perhaps before we get into, all the processes entailed in our topic today, let's define what personal loans are. Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, Sfisto. Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for having us today. Okay, personal loans, this is a type of facility that you can borrow from a bank or a financial provider to cater for personal expenses or personal needs that may just arise at any certain time.
Let's talk about the process now. What is it that I need to bring? What is it when I come to inquire with you guys? What are you going to tell me? What does the process look like?
Okay, firstly, you need to make sure that, because we always encourage clients to come with their IDs when they come to the bank, so we're able to identify them. And then, but the main thing for the loans that you need to make sure that you have your payslip with you, so that we're able to calculate affordability, determined by how much your salary is. So basically, that's the main document that we need when you're coming. It's the payslip. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, that means this is for employed persons, correct?
Yes, it's for employed persons because we need to ensure that the repayments are going to be serviced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what does the approval look like? Since, I've already brought all the documents that you guys require from me. I've got my ID, I've got my pay slip, and everything else, really. What does the approval process look like?
Okay, when you come into the bank with your ID and your payslip, and your sales consultant has calculated the affordability for you, and you are content with the amount that you are going to be granted, we then continue with the process. It depends on where you work, I would say, because some organizations would need a payslip and a confirmation letter, and then we have civil servants who can just come through with their payslips. So once your submission is done, the sales consultant will prepare the application and send it for evaluation or assessment, of which then they get a response on the outcome of the application and inform the client right away, and that's when the client is then now credited with the funds.
And I believe throughout that process, that's when you assess the person's credit score, and that should inform the interest rate. Yeah, what does that look like? And that's normally an uncomfortable conversation for the applicant.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think maybe we do still have some sort of limitations in Eswatini in terms of financial literacy. So you have to explain to the customer in terms of, because credit score basically guides us in terms of the client's ability to service a debt. So that does definitely influence the interest rate. The interest rate that we offer is in line with the client's credit score as well as the condition of the market, because as financial institutions, we are regulated. So we need to ensure that the rates that we communicate to the client to apply on these facilities are actually in line with the regulated lending rate in the country of Eswatini.
I think that really, makes sense when you talk about interest rates. But I would assume that your credit score typically influences, the kind of interest rates that you are offered. Maybe if you will just, define what a credit score really is. I think that should help a potential client out there.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, a credit score is an instrument that helps us to ascertain the credit worthiness of any client. So basically, it's a record of how you are able to repay your debts wherever you may go and borrow or and commit yourself.
It basically looks at your honesty to your obligation.
Exactly,
really.
exactly.
Yeah, if you were to make an example, would you look at maybe an agreement that I made with the furniture shop? Maybe they gave me something on credit. Do you look at if I really repaid that as per the obligations?
Well, there is a tool that we use that helps us ascertain if you appear on a credit bureau as someone that is not able to service their obligations. So we don't necessarily request you to now submit your other commitments so that we can be able to check on whether you're repaying that. But there's an instrument that guides us that, no, this client is servicing all their obligations well. If not, then it flags you, and then that's how we're able to pick it up.
Okay, I might as well just go and apply for a personal loan after this show. Actually, my credit score is really good, so I believe that...
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. Let's talk about the repayment, processes. I believe that personal loans use an instrument of installments. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So when we're calculating the affordability or the client's ability to repay a loan, we do take into account of the repayments as well, because we need to ensure that the repayments don't necessarily lead the client now to be in some sort of financial crisis. So the repayment there is, we give the client a quotation which basically illustrates the funds that they're borrowing as well as the repayment over a certain tenor. And then the client is able to view that and ascertain if this installment they will be able to service it.
I have a brother, he's a lawyer, and he always likes to associate taking a loan with signing a contract at work. And he always emphasizes, if you're going to take a loan, don't be afraid to send me that document. Ask for the soft copy from the lender. Send it to me. We read every term and condition, every literal obligation that will be, pronounced on that document.
Yes.
Why is that important? Because he always talks about, fees. There may be fees that you may not really be aware of there, which are not necessarily the repayment fees, right? They are different from the repayment fees. Do you have those under this particular product? And if so, let's define them.
No, I think going back to what you mentioned in terms of the document that is signed by the client, we ensure that we definitely cover all the terms and conditions and also the fee structure of that facility that you will be taking with us. So there are fees that are part of the loan, but everything is basically stipulated point by point in that agreement or in the quotation as well, because we do give you a quotation of the application that quotation of the loan that you are requiring. Yeah,
that's quite interesting. Let's talk about the credit impact. We've already spoke about credit score, but how does me taking this loan now affect my credit score? What are some of the things that I really need to, abide by and comply by to make sure that my credit score is not impacted badly?
It's just simple. You just need to stick to the obligation that you've made with the bank or financial.
Let's make a typical obligation. Let's create a case. Yeah, I've taken the loan. What is a typical obligation that could possibly put me on the bad side of things? What do you normally, go through?
Okay, I would say something that will put you on the bad side of things is if you miss a monthly repayment on your facility, of which then now that raises questions in terms of whether you are capable of servicing this facility, and that is what that's what hurts, or that's what has a negative impact on your credit score, because now you are showing you are showing that you are not able to service all your obligations as per all the commitments that you have made.
Okay, maybe if you'll allow me just to go back a little bit on the, you already talk about commitments, we just spoke about fees, and you know, I know that there's origination fees, there's late payment fees, if you will just, you know, define those for us. What happens for me if now I have to, you know, pay late payment fees, and what do they look like, and origination fees?
Okay. The origination fee it's a once-off fee when you establish the facility. So that one is not affected on the loan like on a monthly basis or whatsoever. It's just a once-off fee. And then the late payment fees is now, I think on the example that I just made, if now you miss a monthly installment, that now puts your loan into what you call being in an arrears position, as
So
now
a penalty.
Yeah, there's now a pending payment on your on your loan. So there are like some sort of penalty fees just on the missed repayment that you have made.
Yeah, but do personal loans require collateral?
Most personal loans do not require collateral. We find basically our security with a personal loan is you having a valid payslip, and if you're not a civil servant, a confirmation letter that will dictate your employment terms, of which helps us ensure that whatever terms we give you on that loan should fit the employment details that are stated on the confirmation letter.
What are some of the purposes that a personal loan can be used for? And I believe now we are speaking directly to a client. You know, people are going through some financial difficulties, and I know that a lot of people are in need of loans, secure loans, that is, you know, particularly loans that come from, you know, verified banking institutions. And I believe this one particular one from Netbank is one that they can trust. What are some of the purposes that, you know, they could be going through right now and would say, I need a personal loan?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. You can use a loan to attend to maybe home renovations if that's what your aim is, because for the year. You can also be able to pay a school. You can borrow money to pay for school fees. You can also borrow money to attend to any emergencies that just may arise out of the blue. Also, we can assist in terms of maybe consolidating if you had different loans and different financial institutions, we can assist you consolidate that loan, and now you have one repayment. So yeah, it's quite a lot, honestly.
But Kunele, thank you for joining us on the program today. Maybe before I let you go, I'll give you an opportunity to look straight into that camera and talk to the viewer. Tell them where they can find you on social media and how they can contact you if you have a phone number. Okay.
We do have 12 physical branches in the country that you can visit whenever you need assistance from the bank. Our number that you can call us on is 2378-1999, or you can email us at helpdesk@netbank.co.za. You can also find us on our social media pages, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn at Netbank Eswatini.
Twitter, by the way, formerly known as Twitter, is now called X. So they can find you guys at Netbank Eswatini. So go ahead and do that. Inquire every information that you may need. But essentially, I think we covered pretty much everything that you personally need to bring if you want to get a personal loan with Netbank Eswatini. The biggest thing is your payslip, but you do need your national identity card as well. I think those are the two most important documents that you may need to bring when you want to get a personal loan from Netbank. Otherwise, from myself, let's go for a net break. We'll continue with the show after the program, after the break, sorry.